Hi, it's Faceless Tech. I've got a bit of a weird project here today. What I've basically done is shrunken down Pokemon Pinball into the smallest possible cartridge it can be and still have the rumble functionality. If you have a look at it against a normal flash cart, the normal Pokemon Pinball cart, everyone knows it takes the AAA battery. Well, I've done away with that. As you can see, it's a hell of a lot shorter and thinner than the original. So the idea I got for this was I made this, which is the HDR's MBC5 flash cart. It's a 4 MB flash cart. Was supposed to be made for the Silent Hill remake, demake, sorry. It's got two. You can have it in 4 MB mode. You can have it in two banks of 2 MB. But what really drew my eye was that they had somehow got the rumble functionality kind of built in without that battery. So I thought, oh, that's quite cool. I'll build one of them. So I built one. I thought I was probably thinking, oh, the rumble might be quite weak in it, but comparing it to a normal rumble car, I thought it was pretty comparable, considering that you've taken away the AAA battery, which is amazing. So I'll give you a quick show you that it actually is the original game. So you can see it's the original game. You can see it sticks up a little bit there. I'll take you have a look on the inside. I had to 3D print a shell for it. The only real modifications that I've actually done to the original PCB is that I took off the battery connectors. This cartridge as well was one that I found in my parts bin. That I don't know where it had come from or what at one point I was buying broken carts, and this probably come up sometime. I fixed it because it wasn't working. The mapper chip wasn't getting recognized, so I followed Solder King's sort of thing. Looked at the vias, sorted the vias out. I was like, yes, and then I looked here. There's loads of circuitry missing, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know what that was. So that kind of got me thinking, wait a minute, what if I just literally transplant the board out of this circuit, put it on a little separate board. I just tap the 5 volts down here, ground from up here, and then the rumble pin comes off the pin 26 on the mapper chip, which you can solder straight to the actual pin on the chip, but it's quite small, so I just soldered over here on a resistor, which is the first bit that it touches. So I'll show you what it looks like with it rumbling, because that's what everyone's there for, aren't they? It's best if you go into the options. As someone said about this is that I think in some of the regions this has got actually soft and mild, but some actually have just different ones. But look, as you can see, if I swip the menu now, that's a soft one or the mild one, and there's a strong one. Back to soft. So it is quite I was hoping, my original hope was to put it inside a cartridge shell that was going to be the same thickness as an original one. So I put it all together, because this normal cartridge has the its normal thickness with the rumble, but because of this is a board on a board, even though it's the 0.6mm of a board, the thinnest one that you can kind of get away with. I could have went to a flex one, but I don't know if it still would be too thick. It was just basically the rumble motor was touching the front of the shell, so that's why I come up with this like window idea. I was gonna have just like and then I was kind of like, how am I gonna decide on this size of the window? But as you can see, I've decided that's basically the same label size as the original cartridge, so then we don't have to reinvent the wheel with a label. I was gonna go with like this one where it's got the full label cartridge design that I kind of come up with, which would have been nice for this, and it would have just about fitted, I think, from the top to these screw holes here. But we went with this, which is probably the next best thing. You probably could have made this a bit thinner, but I just thought I'd give myself loads of room to play with. I'm not what I'd love to do is maybe try next is to transplant this board into like a shell and to try and hook it up to the original rumble motor to see if that would give it a bit more, because I think this one it just feels a little bit nicer than this one. This one feels a little bit harsh, so it would be nice to see if this circuitry could actually drive that motor, which is probably going to be my next thing. Also, would be nice if I had some kind of flex PCBs, so you could just put it in and then you could have soldered to certain points. But at the moment you just have to solder some wires on there. It's no, you know, it's not exactly really technical. And the great thing about this is you can just take it all apart, put your battery connectors back on, and the circuit board is just untouched. We haven't really, as you can see with this one, I was trying to get it to work at some point and I've really burnt the board there with my heat gun. As before I had my heat plate. But yeah, as usual, all the design files for this, the PCB, how to install these design files, the shell and stuff, will all be available on my blog. So yeah, as usual, thanks for watching. Bye.